Hi everybody, this is Mitch, the ultimate multi-instrumentalist, and I'm an oboe repair technician and everything else. Okay, so kind of continuum to the G-sharp adjustment I just talked about. Let's talk about the left-hand E-flat key, right here. This nasty booger here. Oftentimes I get a customer saying that this key is not working, or whenever we try to play that note, it's not working. And they're partially the problem of the location of the key. I mean, check this out. It's just so difficult to reach, right? So many students of mine, just, not to learn how to use this thing until much later. I try to encourage to use that. Once you can use it, there are certain perks to it. So like, D flat, E flat, trill, you can't do without using this left-hand E flat key. But the problem of this key is the location just is so kind of out of the way. And there are a lot of people who complain that whenever you try to play this note, it squeaks. And see if I can do that for you. I don't have any problem with that. I learned at the very early age. But check this out. I've heard that before. So if you try to play that one, it squeaks. Now, when it squeaks, there are two causes of this. Okay? Number one, this is the biggest one. When you try to reach over to this E flat, you expose the hole here particularly. I think this one too, but I think this one is what makes it squeak like that. This one is not going to affect much. I mean, it's already half hole, right? So this one, then this ring finger and the middle finger, particularly this middle finger. If this is kind of slipping off from the key and exposing the hole in that covering, there you go. I just purposely slid. Okay, let me do this thing so that you can see it. Did you notice that? And if this one is off, and so if I'm completely off from the key, it may squeak. So how can we assess that particular problem? The very easy thing to do is a Scotch tape, and that's what I would do. And then I don't know, probably other professional players who hear this thing, may think that, oh gosh, he's cheating. If I'm really afraid of squeaking, I mean, I rarely do, but if I do, like if I during the rehearsal, I tried to use left and D flat, and for some reason I just squeaked a few times. Psychological, it's not a really good place. So I use this Scotch tape technique actually occasionally, not a lot. Okay, so what I'm doing is right now like that. Do you see that? I put the Scotch tape on this key, and then on this key too. Now you gotta be careful. Look at the other repertoires of the concert, and make sure that you're not gonna use, for instance, A flat, B flat trill, because that's what this hole is for, or G sharp, A trill. That's what this hole's for. But we just plugged up those holes, so we can't use any of those trills. Okay, so if you have any those trills for the concert, or the repertoires you're going to play for the concert, make sure you're not going to do that. Or you just take them off, But if this happen, all those things happen in the one piece of music, well, what do? I don't know. So you just have some Scotch tape on the music stand and just put them back on when you need them, maybe. So here you go. So now, no matter what I do, so it's not going to make any difference because I'm not exposing the hole. So if you do that, and if that squeak goes away, that means your fingers are the problems. Okay? So that means you should probably go practice how to do that. And this is how I personally do it. So I put my pinky on the E flat key first. Okay? So then let that determine the shape of the rest of the fingers. So I'll put finger here, and here, and here. So that is a hand position you want for your left hand. So not like that. And if you have to do anything like that to reach over to this E flat key, that's not good, okay? So your E flat key should be just right there. So that is a correct left hand position for oboe, in my opinion. And that's how I teach to my students, and they've been kind of quite successful with that. Okay, so now that's one. Now then let's go back to the squeaking issue. Now there's another reason that it will squeak. And many people kind of oblivious about that. It's actually related to what I just talked about in the previous video. So right here. So this G sharp. So I'm just going to loosen up like a crazy. So if I loosen up like that, and if this key's down, nothing plays if I push G sharp key down. Now, then, this is the thing. So if you try to push the E flat key, now, if you're careful, I'm fine, okay? I'm pushing just E flat key. But sometimes there's a certain instrument and some people, and I do that too. Occasionally, these two keys are together because they are supposed to be able to push together. Like, for instance, high E, I push them together like that, and that's my most favorite high E fingering. But if you push that together, and sometimes when you push an E flat key by itself, sometimes it's pushed right here on the arm, and G sharp key will come down. And if G sharp key comes down, G sharp is going to be opened, okay? And then if that's open and this screw is correctly adjusted, that's not a problem. However, if it's not, there you go. And I'm purposely pushing these together right now. And particularly if this screw is very, very, very loose, that's a tendency. And okay, I'm just trying to find. Oh, here we go. I keep losing the screwdriver today. So now, so even if this adjustment is really not that great, like for instance, okay, it's not that great, but it still squeaks. If it's very, very, very close to be an adjustment, it may not squeak. This is probably very, very open. Let me just close more than that. Almost as much as I can see it. So this is still leaking right now. That still squeaks. How about right around there? Okay, so that's actually nicely adjusted. So let me loosen up it just a tiny bit. That will squeak. I'm just trying to show you where it doesn't squeak, but still it's not in adjustments. So that's not really quite an adjustment. See if the E flat works. Here we go. See, it would work, and right now these holes are plugged up with the Scotch tape. See, it may work, but so that is not an adjustment. So I have to put that into adjustment. Okay, about there. Okay. So there you go. So when you have the left-handed E flat and it squeaks, that might be the problem. So check these and how you're closing those holes. And then one way to check is putting the Scotch tapes on them. And if it stops, most likely the way you're holding your instrument, that's the problem. But if it still doesn't go away, check that screw right there. Okay? So hopefully this will solve lots of problems that you have on your oboe.